Hello YouTube, Liverpool fan in Japan here, the Miyazaki Mansai. Finally, the Europa League is back, kicks underway, Liverpool against LASK. Now there's quite a few reasons why Liverpool fans in Japan are really excited about the Europa League, in particular against the Champions League. I know it's not as lucrative and not as decorated, but this is the one trophy that Jurgen Klopp needs to win. You remember that Europa League final against Sevilla? Cup specialists Unai Emery, Daniel Sturridge bending it outside left foot, and then Alberto Moreno did his old team a favour, right? Anyway, I'm going to give you the predicted lineups for tonight, and here's why I think it's going to be quite strong. At least a lot stronger than you think. But first things first, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel so far. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Really helps beat the algorithm, gets the videos seen. To be honest, I'm loving the interaction. The comments are always so fascinating, so kind as well. Love the chit chat and the banter. Liverpool fans unite! Yatta! Yeah, so one of the reasons why we love the Europa League so much is it gives us the opportunity to see some of our fringe players, some of our youth, some of our potential superstars of the future. Gives them an opportunity to shine, get some minutes in those legs and see what they're all about. They need that platform to show what they can really do, and Liverpool have some of the youngsters with the highest potential in the world, and we really want to see them thrive and grow, and this is their stage. They take their moment, they could even play the games in the Premier League. Who knows? But you always kind of love an underdog story, right? If they really perform well, they justify their inclusion in Premier League games. You're like, Gambare, come on boys! Take the opportunity by the scruff of the neck and destroy them! Something like that. And they can start to show something about them, you know, a bit spiky, a bit menacing. Hopefully show that they're not too green, and hopefully we don't have to hand out too many of these dark coloured unchichis, and give the Wonder Kids time to shine. So without further ado, here we go with the lineup. It's going to be Kelleher in goal, right? He absolutely needs to start this game. The confidence in our young Irishman. He's a quality keeper, probably the best number 2 in the league. At least one of them, right? Not too expensive, homegrown. A lot of people thought he would leave this summer. I'm very glad that he stayed. He is top-notch, reliable, plays all the cup games and Europa League games. We're in good hands with Queeve. Level-headed, cool, gets good training as well. Attitude spot on, and as you probably saw my Reddit post, he makes the top 5 of best looking Liverpool players, according to Japan fans, because he looks like Draco Malfoy. Good looking lad is our Queeve. Okay, so now we go to the back line, right? Right back, we don't have many options here. Trent is out injured. Bradley is still recovering, possibly out injured as well. It's going to be Gomez, right? Has to be Gomez. Potentially Endo as well can play there. Maybe Bacic. No, Gomez starts. Here's a little bit of worry. We don't want to overplay Gomez. We need to play him back into form, but he is injury prone. He does pick up these niggles, but we need a right back, solid. He's probably going to do the traditional right back role instead of inverting in. He'll probably bomb down the wing. He's actually got a decent cross. Do you remember that cross for Diogo Jota? Very nice last season. So expect solidarity, pace, defensive rigidity. Gomez right back. Next to him, right-sided centre-back, I'm going for Jarrell Quansah. Quansah only had some kind of cramp in the last game as well, and he's giving it a bit of yap to Robertson as well. Quansah, calm, composed, not phased in his Premier League debut. He actually outperformed Matip in the first half in particular. Quansah, star of the future, saves us a big buck with Levi Colwill. I think Quansah's solid. He's a unit as well. He has kind of Van Dijk tendencies in terms of being very cool, very casual, but he always does the simple things. Clears it out of danger, clears it into the bylines, no nonsense, no messing. If he's fit, Quansah starts next to Virgil van Dijk. Okay, he will be the first of the 3 Dutch Predators to start, naming him straight into the starting lineup because he did the interview. No, not only that. Okay, he was suspended with the red card against Newcastle. Sure, fair enough. Additional game against Wolves. Okay, sitting on the sidelines. However, I read some notes around trying to bubble wrap him and keep him safe for West Ham, but that's not how football works. Jurgen Klopp explicitly stated match fitness and game time and getting up to speed is absolutely essential before you play a run of games, and we need Virgil van Dijk firing at his best. So this match fitness and this ability to get him on the pitch against maybe slightly subpar opposition, right, will give us that leadership next to Jarrell Quansah, club captain. He'll walk him through the game. It's vital that Van Dijk plays this, and he plays this well, and he gets up to speed. But additionally, there's something that's going to influence a lot of the picks in this particular lineup, and it's the fact that you want to start strong. You want to get a goal ahead, perhaps 2 goals ahead, because then you can switch out the established players who will be ready for West Ham on Sunday to absolutely smash Mikel Antonio. So you want to start quite strong. You don't want to experiment too much, and only when it's comfortable make your substitutions to change it and solidify the result, secure the result, and make sure you can see the game home. So Van Dijk starts next to Quansah. Gomez a right back, which leaves left back. Probably the most obvious choice of any position here. It's Tsimikas. Tsimikas, a hard nut Iron Man, super strong. As said by McAllister, he's the 2nd strongest person in the squad behind Salah apparently. I'll believe it. I can dig it. He's got that kind of Salt Bay vibe, isn't it? A dib and dab of Tsimikas. Costas. Yeah, Tsimikas, always reliable. One of the best left back backups in the league for sure. Robertson is in a class of his own, but Tsimikas never disappoints, and I actually prefer Tsimikas' delivery. I love how he gets that whip and curve, and I know Robertson's a great cross as well, but Tsimikas never lets you down. Left back, also one of the stars of the Greek national team as well. He plays really well for Greece. I saw the match against the Netherlands. Okay, so into the central midfield three. We're going 4-3-3 in this particular lineup. So holding midfield role, I think there's only one clear 6 in the squad, okay? Wataru Endo. Yes, our boy Wataru Endo. I never doubted you for a second, Matsumoto. I mean Endo. Look at that back, my goodness. He's got muscle in places that I don't even have places. So I did mention in the Wataru Endo build-up, he will bring the leadership quality to the cup games, the Europa League, the defensive discipline. He'll keep people in position. He's not afraid to tell people off. And also, he's absolutely committed. He will stay in position and bring the tactical awareness to the rest of the team to make sure they follow Klopp's plans to a T. Wataru Endo is the only natural 6 that I can see in the Liverpool squad, because Stefan Bajcetic, if you remember, Jurgen Klopp likes to play him in the 8 as a progressive defensive shield that can transition the ball on the turn and move the ball very effectively because he's silky. He's got that little pirouette turn as well. His first touch is very, very good, and he's deceptively good at playing the balls through the lines as little Bajcetic. So it's Wataru Endo holding defensive position in front of Jarell Quansah and Virgil van Dijk to keep the lines nice and tight and bring transition between winning the ball back and setting us off again and controlling the tempo of the game. I expect Endo to have a really, really good performance here. European style suits him very, very much. Let's see what you got. Nihonjin wa saiko desu. Okay, so the two 8s in front of him, left side and right side. It's going to be Harvey Elliott on the right side. Why? Because Elliott has played his way into contention for even the Premier League starts. He is absolutely silky. He's absolutely silky, reliable. He's press resistant. Left foot wizard on the right hand side, cutting in. He can do the role whereby if you have someone on the outside who actually likes to go on the outside, traditional winger route, then he's the one that cuts inside and fills that half space, the Salah kind of role in between the full-back and centre-back, left-footed, ability to cut inside, and also weave the ball in for a rapid midget right winger who can run around the back and cause havoc. Spoilers. He's not a midget. He's the same height as the Miyazaki Mansai. I am massive! Yeah, so it's going to be Endo, Harvey Elliott, and left-sided 8. Now, will this be the second of the Dutch Predators? And when we talk about the 3 Dutch Predators, we were talking about Kluivert, Davids, Seedorf. I think even Reiziger got mentioned in there back in the day. And if you're going even further back, Van Basten, Rijkaard, Hullet, they had loads and loads of classy players. Could Gravenberch start in the 8 on the left? Or will it be Stefan Bajcetic? I think it's going to be a very, very close run thing here between Gravenberch, who's itching to play, settled in, did all the tactical preparation for weeks, didn't go away to international duty, or Stefan Bajcetic, who's been on the bench, unlucky not to make the pitch a few times. Does he go with what he knows? He knows Bajcetic is reliable on the turn, very good, or does he go progressive with Gravenberch? Because of the strength of the opposition, I think he goes Gravenberch here. Give him his debut, his full debut, give him the confidence, instill the confidence into him, because Bajcetic can come on in any of the 3 positions, left side 8, right side 8, and number 6. Whereas I don't think Gravenberch will be trusted in the 6th role just yet. So Gravenberch starts on the left. Now I did say 2 of the 3 Dutch Predators, so that kind of tells you where I'm going with up front. But let's just start on the right hand side first. I spoiled it already. Ben Doak. Ben Doak's got to play, man. What a monstrous player. He is a mix between 3 very, very prominent, high potential young wonder kid superstars back in the day. I'll make a dedicated video and let you know who, including one of our own former youth players. Let me know who in the comments below if you can guess who I'm talking about, as well as a bit of a hybrid of a former English player who played for our rivals and a silky Spanish winger as well, who has a huge appearance rate currently. Can you guess them? 3 players. Comments below. These 3 combined make our Ben Doak, strengths and weaknesses. And on the left hand side, so this is slightly tricky here because there's a lot of potential players who can play on this left hand side. You're talking Jota, Diaz, Nunez. But I think for this particular game, right, we're going with Diogo Jota, and the reason for that is he really needs to find a bit of vein of form. He's been inconsistent, patchy, he has good final ball delivery, got the ball through the legs into Salah, who could cross it over for Gakpo to score the opening goal against Wolves. But when he's on fire, he is on real fire, and he is the one that will snap up a half chance and bury it either foot, because he's very 2-footed and he's one of the best finishers in our squad. So I believe Jota starts on the left, which is quite good because when he cuts inside, Tsimikas can go around the outside and whip the ball in as well. It's very functional there. Gravenberch is multi-dimensional, multifaceted midfield player who can mix and match with the short balls or in balls in behind. which leaves up front spot. Now if I've chosen 2 of the 3 Dutch Predators already in Van Dijk and Gravenberch, then it's going to be Darwinho Nunez. Because when this boy is on fire, he'll be unstoppable. And the fact is, Jurgen Klopp will go quite strong to begin with against LASK because they're an unknown quantity. And initially, once you can secure the result away from home and you've got full control of the game, then you can start to bring on further. You can bring on further reinforcements and the youngsters and give everyone a bit of game time and a bit of game management. But you want to secure this tie as early as possible. No late scares, so you can prepare predominantly and focus on West Ham and bring your key players off. Jota might come off, Nunez will definitely come off, Van Dijk will probably switch for Matip or Konate. But here's another reason why Van Dijk starts as well. It's because he historically is more robust than Gomez, Konate and Matip, so he is the one that actually at least risk of a niggle or an injury to rule him out, and he needs to build up the match fitness as well. So you'd probably expect to see around half time or the 60-minute mark, Nunez will come off, Jota will come off, Van Dijk will come off, Gomez may come off, and it'll be very exciting to see who comes on at what point of the game, at what stage we're at, what the scoreline actually is. There's actually a lot of potential youngsters in the youth squads and beyond that have a chance of really making an appearance and making a name for themselves in the cup games and Europa League games. Trent Cone-Doherty and Cade Gordon, who's been tremendously unlucky with injury, because Cade Gordon was a real bright spark, right? With Ben Doak and Cade Gordon on the right hand side, that is a high potential backup solution for Mo Salah, or even an alternative rotation option with Salah's replacement in the future. So there we have it, my prediction for 1-11 starting lineup against LASK away in Austria. Kelleher, Gomez, Quansah, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Endo, Elliott, Gravenberch, Jota, Nunez and Ben Doak. Go on Doki-san! It's going to be a fun watch. And don't be surprised if on occasion we see this dirty, filthy 4-2-2-2 formation, or the 4-2-4, because Klopp actually whipped out against Wolves and it was the key to our victory. I'm going to do analysis and breakdown of this formation in a future video. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with my lineup. I've given you my thoughts behind them as well. The fact that we probably want to take advantage of this game, give the youngsters a run up, but also dominate the play, get an early scoreline, get an early lead, and allow us to sub off the key players for the West Ham game on the weekend. And we have enough experience and captain material there, Van Dijk and Endo, Nunez leading the line, Jota from the left hand side, to accommodate the youngsters like Quansah and Gravenberch and Ben Doak. It's a nice balance overall. And the Scowls Greek will get an assist. Bank on it. 2-0 to the Reds. If you enjoyed this video, once again, remember to give it a like, the thumbs up, and actually I've got a lot of ideas for new videos coming up. One of them will be Ben Doak, as I mentioned before. He's a mixture of 3 high potential youths. Really excited about this kid. That video will be coming up soon, and another video especially why Endo doesn't always start when you'd expect him to start number 6 role. It seems as though Klopp prefers ball players, multifaceted midfielders, especially when they haven't got a dedicated number 10 and not expected to press high. Endo doesn't always need to start there. McAllister is a great ball player. McAllister, even Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai in a deep lying midfield role, does actually work. I made a little song about it, a famous song, to a famous musical. You'll hear that soon. Another video about why the 3 Dutch Predators is always a good omen, with a Japanese member in the team and the 3 Dutch maestros absolutely dominating play. It foretells a good conclusion to the season. But until next time, guys, thank you guys for watching. We'll speak very soon. Ja ne, mata ne, ganbarimasu. Liverpool zettai kata, Miyazaki man ichiban. Peace.